Hello, welcome to the show. Sorry we're a little bit late again, but what's a couple of minutes between friends? Welcome, it's episode 206. We are two shows. I see two shows, or is that two shows?
Do it.
From our fourth birthday. we got to think of doing something for the fourth birthday. I haven't thought of anything yet, but if you have any ideas, let me know. I'll tell you what you should do. You should go out and buy a cake or a little piece of a cake, and then we can all eat cake at the same time. But we'll talk about that maybe next week. Welcome. It is, as I said, episode 206 of the Synth Network show, live coming to you. We're a little later for all of our North American friends who jumped the gun and for some reason went ahead to daylight savings time like 3 weeks before we did, and it's normally 1 or 2 weeks.
I missed a meeting because of it. I missed a meeting.
It's shocking. Oh. So, sorry to all our American friends, but, what can I say? So for this show, and then the next two shows, we will be on, for you guys, an hour later. So we'll be on, that makes it 12 p.m. on the East Coast, and 12 p.m. on the West Coast, 3 p.m. on the East Coast. For this show, next show, and the show after that. And then on April 5th, I believe, we're back to normal, because then we shift forward an hour and we lose an hour in bed. But everything is then aligned. So horologically aligned. Anyway, thank you very much for all of that, and apologies for the lateness, but we're here, so I hope you enjoy the show. And before we do anything else, of course, let us just remind you that if you can, give us a like, thumbs up or thumbs down, doesn't really matter, I think, because apparently it all affects the algorithm. It just says, oh, they've got some engagement. Leave us a comment if you want to, during the show live. If you're watching on YouTube, you can stick it into the YouTube chat. If you're watching on Twitch, you can stick it onto the Twitch chat. If you're watching on Facebook, you can leave a comment under the video. And the same if you're watching on the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can leave a comment underneath the video in the, a reply to the video, and we will see that pop up in our little chat room, and we can then bring that to the attention of the world if necessary. Give us a subscribe also if you're on YouTube or on Twitch or whatever. If you're on Facebook and you don't like to use YouTube, give us a thumbs up and a follow on there as well. And of course, if you know people that would like to watch this show, that you think they might enjoy it somehow, then share us. Share the link around. Let's get some more people watching and engaged on this thing that we do every Friday night for free. Talking of money, it is completely free. You don't have to pay us, but a lot of people like to. And so we've set up a number of ways for you to do so. So one way is to support us on our new Patreon page, of which we are adding more and more content to daily, well, not daily, maybe weekly, but we've added a few things there. We've got 3 wonderful sound banks from the legend that is Mark Barnes. There's sound banks for ASM Hydrasynths, for Korg wave states, and for what else is there? What was the other one? The Roland JDXA. There's a sound bank on there. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, you can get those for free. There's also some exclusive video content. And I've made all of that stuff, by the way. You can be a YouTube member as well, as many people are. You can join our channel and subscribe to us there, and we'll give you all the freebies on that as well. So there's soundbanks, there's exclusive video content. Not the most wonderful stuff in the world, but it's exclusive. For example, there is a 40-odd minute video. Yes, if you're trying to go to sleep at night, I highly recommend it, of me waffling. Like you need much more of that. But it's me waffling about the Arturia Polybrute and why I loved it so much. And I made it like 3 years ago and wasn't sure that it was good. So I just stored it. And I thought, well, let's let the audience make up their mind. And so if you want to watch that video and you're a Patreon subscriber or a YouTube member, you can watch that 40-odd minute video. And there's a little bit of a synth jam at the end by yours truly. And so there's content, and we give it to you if you subscribe. So that's fantastic. And we hope to put more and more of that stuff up as we go along. So if you want to support us on Patreon, please do. You can also join us, as I said, as a YouTube member. You can also follow us on all of the main social media platforms. So that's YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Instagram, Threads and X. So there you go. If you want to ask a question during the show, stick a big capital Q in the front of it, and that way we find it and we put it in the pocket bucket, and we will pull it out and ask it or mention it or whatever. So if you just want to, if you want to grab our attention with something that you think we need to know, then do that. And I think that's pretty much it. Just want to give this thing another plug once more. We spoke about this, was it last week? This is the Bob Moog Foundation's Polymoog sound bank that Alex Ball put together. If you head over to there, you can buy that sound bank for £12 or $14.99 US cents, and you get some really cool sounds. So go and do that. Right, I think that is all the housekeeping out the way. So first of all, I want to make two little announcements. Number one is get well soon, Kent Spong. Kent will not be with us tonight. He's not feeling very well, bless him. So we've given him the night off on full pay. Okay, so he won't lose out or anything. But Kent's not very well. I don't know if he'll show up in the chat, but he was just not feeling up to being on the show. You know what he's like, though. He might just turn up out of the blue. It kind of happens. But if he doesn't, that's fine. It's okay. So Kent's got the night off. And we did try and get a substitute in, but guess what? They weren't feeling very well either. I won't say who it was. I don't want to embarrass them. If they want to own up to it in the chat, then feel free. But they weren't feeling well either. So something's clearly going around. They've been snogging in the background. So Kent's not there. And the second announcement I want to make is, I don't know about you, but before this show, I was watching Anthony Marinelli's premiere stream that he did, which was at 6 p.m, which is he normally goes out like with a little half-hour thing at the front of our show, but he was before our show, and he has reached, in 10 months, get this, in 10 months, he's reached 100,000 YouTube subscribers. So we want to send our congratulations to Anthony and his team for achieving such a magnificent subscription level in just 10 months. And I say to you, why aren't we there yet? Come on, hit that subscribe button. Let's give Anthony a run for his money, shall we? Please? No. Anyway, congratulations to Anthony, and he is also going to be at Super Booth this year, so that's made my trip even more exciting. Anyway, I thought Andrew was with us, but he's obviously not. He's been consumed entirely by the Penguin of Death. Good evening, Penguin of Death.
Good evening, how are you?
Are you Welsh, or are you from Southeast Asia or somewhere?
I'm bloody Welsh, innit?
Welsh.
From the valleys.
From the valleys. Hello.
Honestly, Mr. Penguin of Death, what's he like? Honestly. Honestly.
How are you doing, unsick one?
And we wonder why we don't have 100,000 people viewing.
Could be a reason. Yeah, could be a reason.
There could be.
How
there
are
we
you,
go.
sir?
I'm the wrong way round now, aren't I?
No?
Okay, there we go. How am I? I'm good. It's been a mad week. Mad week. But,
All
yeah,
around
mad
your
with
familiar
work,
faces.
mad with all sorts of stuff. And all week I've been dialing in more. Kent and I have had an ongoing conversation about setting this thing up so that the ANX engine...
This thing being, for our viewers that don't know...
The M8X, the Yamaha
Montage
M8X... and the ANX engine, specifically the physical modelling engine, and it was trying to set it up, and in fact we have succeeded setting it up so that from the beginning that we set up an init patch which makes it follow much more closely the actual CS80 modelling, the shape of the waveforms, because they're not right. You know, the CS80 waveforms are distorted and they're weird, and filtering and God knows what else, all sorts of things. The sine wave going out straight to the amp, all of that. We've modelled all of that now, and now we've also got an A and a B, an upper lower. So we're just playing around with each of the different bits to get this, to essentially mean that we can start off with a blank CS80 panel, a null CS80 panel, and build from there, rather than just a synth engine, which is kind of what it was before. And it's extraordinary how much you have to put into it. I've been thinking about it in my sleep, and gradually... Yeah.
You know what? We should do a special video, a non-live show video on that, and get you two to kind of run through that kind of thing, because that might be interesting.
Yeah,
we can maybe make that as an exclusive to our Patreon people first, and then we'll make it available to everyone. So you get some sort of advanced.
We can do some outtakes for the show or whatever, and
some with clothes, some without. Yeah,
with clothes. See what? With clothes?
No. Calm down, girls. Calm down.
Anyway,
no, that sounds good. Excellent.
Yeah, it's fun.
Good. Let's just, first of all, before we do anything else, because, again, it has been a light news week. I don't know whether this is because we are sort of getting closer to show season. We've had NAMM, and then there was a little bit of a splurge after. I know there's some stuff coming next week, so we will have some stuff to talk about next week. Some interesting stuff. But this week, it's kind of been a bit thin. There's a few things, but anyway. So I am waffling and padding for all my,
No, really?
Content. Yeah.
As if.
So before we do that, let's thank some of the people in the chat who have so graciously donated some money to our channel. So Jason Cratch, 4 years. Where did that? I know. Tell me about it. Cakey Ingredients Slush Fund, $4.99. Thank you very much. Andy then gives us £5 and a penny. That makes it around tenner between those two. So that's eased my qualms. Super Booth Beer Fund again. I'm going to get so drunk in Berlin. But if you're going to get drunk anywhere, Berlin's probably the best place. Thank you, Andy, for that. To our dearest friend, Mr. Mac Evans. To persons known and unknown, thank you for helping me through this week. You're paying it forward a little here. You are more than welcome. Absolutely. John Simpson, who is also a YouTube member. You can tell that because he's got that little thing after his name. Another $5. Quick Brooks special for one and all, including the pub members. And talking of Mr. Brooks, there he is. Thank you. He's a member. He's an admin or moderator.
Get well.
And he's an all-round genuinely lovely, beardy, Mohican-y type person. Thank you very much indeed.
He's a twat.
He's that as well, but he's a lovely one.
He's a lovely one. So, whilst we're talking of such things, someone mentioned the 4 years, and you mentioned it in the chat. I've been thinking, during 4 years, I know, it's an unusual, it's a dangerous trait for me, but over the last 4 years, there have been some significant moments. I'd love to know what people's favourite moments from the last 4 years are, and I can think of several that Kent's patch leads with the modular synth unveiling. That was definitely one. Some tie-isms would be good.
My abominable Synclavier regen fiasco.
It wasn't abominable.
No, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Absolutely.
It was absolutely right. It was what people would expect, and I think it was gorgeous.
What do you mean? It's what people expect? They expect me to be a complete.
Yeah, they expect you to be totally shit. So that's fine. But no, seriously, I'd love to know what people's particularly special particularly special memories are, because we could perhaps maybe go back and cover some of those off. If we've got time,
most
we've
of
got
them
2 weeks.
Would be things that make me look like an idiot, like JJ Yankzalik's reaction to the DX7 is one that I can remember distinctly. I mean, if you're going to get put down by JJ. Ben's classic What a Wanker.
That's got to go in there.
Geert Van Schlanger, there's another highlight.
Some Dom. There's a few Dom absolute moments with Dom.
Absolutely.
So
maybe we'll set something up in the Facebook group, and you can all jump in there and tell us, or send us. We'll set up an email address maybe or something, or tell us in the various places that you encounter us. Regimental Sergeant Zippo, that's another one. That was a Dom one as well. So that'd be good. We can. Don't expect me to edit all of these bits out of the videos and make a montage or anything, because it's like 2 weeks away, and I have a day job and stuff. And I've got a man coming around next week, all the way from Australia, to
Australia.
Australia.
If you can, well, I'll tell you what. If we can get 10 clips, the top 10 moments that we can do, we can maybe do a list. As long as I have got all of that week, which is the week before Easter, as long as I've got all of that week, then I might be able to just quickly pull them out.
Okay.
And do something with it, but I'll have to download all.
We'll try. Let's try and get that sorted and see if we can do
certainly a top 5
along
it'd be
those
good fun,
lines.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be a giggle.
Yeah, it would be a giggle.
Oh, look who's in the chat, donating odd
Spent
amounts
coal.
of money. He's a spanner.
Oh yeah.
It's Mr. Kent Spong is in the chat. Welcome. Put your feet up, mate. You shouldn't be. You just put your feet up. Turn this off because it'll only do you.
Yeah, pay more money. Pay more money. If you
Pay more money.
if you're not feeling well, you need to pay more money. Lots more.
Can I also just say a big thank you to everyone that's moderating in the chat? That is, of course, Andrew Brooks, Ben from Musings, and I haven't seen Andy Synth Addict in there at the moment, but if he is, thank you to all 3 of those lovely people who moderate the chat. And there you go. What there's somebody there from Twitch who's just popped up telling us how we can get
how lovely of them.
Yeah. So how do I get rid of that? Can I? I don't think I can get rid of that one here because it's on Twitch.
No, but we can.
That's okay. We'll nix that one. We'll
We'll get rid of
somebody in the chat rather stupidly asked this question. I say stupidly because they've now opened the floodgates to me doing a bit of a camera pan around my studio because Martin Barrett, thank you for watching, sir, asked if my background is real. I get that question a lot.
No, it's not. It's entirely. It's a poster.
No, I wish it was.
It's a poster.
It would be cheaper
It's a poster.
and a lot less hassle. When I do calls at work, I don't even do that whole blurry screen thing. They go, "Oh, is that a background?" I said, "Well, it is kind of a background, but it's real. It's 3-dimensional." And anyway, I did a bit of a thing this past
Not
week.
a re-thing.
A thing.
Wow.
And I needed to move some stuff around. So I thought I'd do that, and I can actually look. I've got a remote camera. Look at this. So if you want, let me just turn the lights up. Alexa, lights cool. Alexa, lights cool. Technology, eh? It's amazing. Look at that. So this is my studio now, and as you can see, it's completely real.
It's all cardboard boxes.
Yeah, it's all made out of cardboard and cigarette packs.
This is using this is AI. It's not real. This is AI he's using. It's definitely AI. See, he's even doing an AI finger there. That's not his real fingers.
Turned on.
Did you notice there were 7 fingers on that hat? I think, but that's normal for you, isn't it?
Well, it is for AI, yeah. And I'm from Norfolk as well, so yeah.
Norfolk.
Yeah.
Surprised it's only 7.
Anybody want an Emax 2? I've got one for sale there. It's got a little bit of a pink covering just in case the door handle goes smack into the side of that. But yeah. I put the DX1 out of reach now, which is a bit silly, but
It will come back.
that's kind of FM corner. So TX816 on the floor and DX1 and all the DX7s and 5s and 11s and all that stuff. That Hydrosynth on the second shelf just there. And then over here it's kind of, I suppose, a 90s noughties thing. Because you've got
90s noughties.
You've got prophecies. Hang on, I've got the angles on prophecies and Z1s and Emaxes and Fairlights and AM1Xs, and then there's the Kadamos and all that there. And that Fairlight is actually coming out because it's not working at the moment, and so I just thought it can go. But there you go. So yes, to answer
Just not
your
enough
question,
kit, really.
to
Just
answer,
not enough
to
kit.
answer your question, Martin, it is completely real. And yeah, there's more stuff here in front which you can't see because it's all in the rack.
I've got so much more in the studio at work.
I hope that was of some interest.
Do you want to have a quick look?
Go on then, if you can
Hang
do
on,
it.
let's just see if I can. Let's see if I can screw this up. And by the way, it's padding, which is always good, isn't it? There we go. Yeah. Hello, one and all. That's me. So we have this odd.
It's all on the floor.
Yeah. It's because I haven't got anywhere to stick it up at the moment. So we've got that. We've got the PX7 here. We've got, of course, the wonderful M8X, which is a lovely, lovely thing. Oh, I will put this. This is going to all go up on a stand shortly. We've got mixers galore, which I'm just not using at the moment. And I don't know why I bought them, but I did. And then we've got the Emu systems there. There we go. Let's try and zoom in on that. Yeah, the eSynth dance. There's that. And
does
just
it
down
though?
The side of it is another Emu. There we go. Another an XL7 thingy. So there we go. Lots of lovely things. Lots of lovely doofers, but that's only just a fraction of what there is. Oh, look at that. Shaky, shaky. There we go. Done. Right. So,
Indeed. Well, there you go. So that's killed a bit of time. Yay.
that was all AI.
Hang on. Let me just turn Alexa lights blue. Alexa lights blue.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, so there she goes. Right.
Jeepers weepers.
Let me just do that. Let's catch up with the chat in case anything has transpired. Oh, good friend Ken
Former
Fox Pierce.
Emu employee Amanda. I didn't
yes.
realise you were a former Emu employee. So was
Yeah, in the US.
I. Not many people know that, but I was.
No.
I
had no idea.
I don't let it be known really.
Ken
Many
Fox
a
Pierce
time.
is in the chat, and apparently he's uploading a video with some new free bass patches for the Hydrasynth today. So more
Ooh.
Hydrasynth goodies.
Oh, get those over to Patreon as well. Yeah, get Patreon stuff happening.
What else have we missed out on here? People kept thinking he was rich, so he moved the DX1 out of shot. Oh, yeah, if that was a thing. Yeah, Robbie did a Kent, but my stuff works. Ooh, bit close to, yeah. Yeah, well, actually, no, I wasn't the only one that said that. There you go, Matt said that. I need to put a Hans Zimmer cutout next to one of the keyboards. No, I actually need to put a Kent Spong cutout next to one of the keyboards, and then they might behave.
I've got a Penguin of Death cutout.
It's a 3-dimensional one as well. Robbie's background doesn't have an SY99. I know.
He's
And
just
that
got
is-
old shit. That's why he's just got lots of old shit. He's got nothing new there. Well, he's got one or two new things, but it's all old.
Look, if I had room
Knackered.
for an SY99, I would make a concerted effort. Is that the DX1 in the corner? It's just over there. It's all plugged in and connected, and I can turn it on and make noise. My friend Mickey over in Ireland says I need a Bon Tempi. I've got one.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I might have skipped it because I had my old sister's one that she didn't want anymore. I said, I'll have that.
You're talking about Bon Tempi or the Barbie?
No, Bon Tempi. Yeah.
Okay. It was a Cindy anyway.
Mickey's
wasn't
got
it?
a Roland Bon Tempi, aka an HS60, which is a Juno that looks like a Bon Tempi.
Yeah.
But I never let him forget that. Yeah, my background isn't complete until it contains an SY99, I wish. Behringer MS1. Actually, no, it's a Behringer MS101. It was one of the first in the UK. Because, believe it or not, Behringer sent me that to review. Back in the day when Behringer sent things out to people to review. And they never asked for it back. And they're not getting it.
Do you think
it
if
can't be
I
asked.
asked them for a 2500 and a Moog system for review, they'd send them over? I'm sure they would. They're lovely like that.
You'd get a 9.
They're lovely
in
like that.
Yeah, anyway.
But no one would talk to me ever again.
What else have we got? I think that's pretty much all the sarcastic comments out of the way. There you go. Amanda says, as a former EMU employee, always loved seeing those instruments around. I've got 2 of them. And I actually fired that one up, which is the 8 meg Turbo HD version. The other, I haven't played with that for a little while. I always forget how much I love the Emax as an instrument. There you go. There's more EMU stuff.
That's a beaut.
And if you like EMU stuff, come and see us at the soon-to-be-announced synthesized show in Cambridge, which will be taking place, I believe, towards the end of June. Dates will be coming, and they'll don't buy any tickets until you hear from me, because we might have a special deal for you. But you didn't hear that from me. He says now it's committed to YouTube for all eternity. But yes, come along to that because one of our viewers has very graciously offered to bring a ton of emu gear.
I might as well, just to show off.
There you go.
Development platforms that we have.
And we will be at Bristronica with a similar themed stand, and there'll be a very special surprise which I can't talk about, and that's enough. I'm not going to say any more before I get into trouble.
Not Kent's pants.
Yes, sampled,
Sampled
resampled at
pants.
8-bit.
There'll be more than 8 bits in there, trust me.
You're welcome, Martin. I hope you enjoyed that.
Trouser rubble.
Everyone, you can blame Martin for this last sort of 10 minutes or so, because it was his idea. I think I'm just scrolling through here. Kent's obviously feeling better.
Alexa, grab my
torch.
I couldn't read the last bit.
Yeah, so Alexa, remove all of those FM synths. Never. Somebody actually posted that's way too much FM, and I said no such thing. No such thing at all.
Have you sanded them all?
Have I sanded them all?
Yeah, the synths, the FMs. Because you like a smooth operator.
Never let it be said that you play for that, don't you? You try to get at least 3 of those in a week. Anyway.
I aim high.
Oh, there's something I haven't heard in a long time. Or 32. Sandblast.
AWE 32. Yeah.
Anyway. So we managed to waste an entire half an hour. That's a quarter of the show. A quarter of the show.
Quarter.
Just by testiculation alone. I see Ian J. Cole is in the chat. Ian is now coming from London town.
Move to Strad.
He's a southern softie now.
Move to Strad, you slag.
There we go. So let's talk some news. Let's get some interesting stuff in here.
God forbid.
There is
not
some
synthesizer stuff.
There is some. Why don't we do this?
BA1 is Baby Audio's modern reimagination of an infamous 1982 analog synth that looked like a toy but sounded like a beast. In this video I will break down all the new features and improvements we added to BA1 with the free update to version 1.5. Let's start with the most exciting news. BA1's beloved effect section is now available as a separate effect plugin. BA1 FX Strip lets you dial in the crunchy, lo-fi character of the budget 1980s home studio rack effects across all your tracks. Distort your signal with 2 types of analog modeled overdrive. Shape the sound with BA1's resonant low-pass filter. Boost or cut the bass and treble with the tone controls. Add gritty delay effects reminiscent of the early days of digital delay, synced or unsynced. And reverb with adjustable room size based on the grainy early digital reverb units. Ended off with a classic 1980s effect, the adjustable chorus that adds modulation and stereo width. Activate the speaker simulation to reamp your sound through BA1's built-in speaker.
And there we go. We could go on, but basically, BA1, which is this cracking little recreation of the Yamaha CSO1, has been updated to version 1.5, and it's had some bug fixes and some little additions to it, not least the effects plugin, which now comes as part of the package. So if you've already got BA1, you can go and re-download this and get version 1.5, and you get the FX strip as well thrown in for no extra charge. They've added a new colour scheme in there as well, which is red and black, which is interesting. But yeah, it's a cracking little synth. I really, really like this, and the fact that the synth that it's modelled on, the CS01, was just this little single voice, monophonic, and as he says in the video, it did look kind of toy-like, but has built up quite a following over the years, and now they've recreated this in software, and I really like it. I think it's a very cool little synth. Let me just get rid of that. And there's also some new preset packs in there that you can mess around with. So yeah, there we go. That is BA1. Did you pick up BA1 at all?
I did. I mean, what's always struck me about this is so many people have emulated and used plugins or bought the hardware for the SH101. This is as iconic, I think, in some respects, in that the sound it turns out is quite it's very unique. And this particular pack, with everything they're doing, I love the battery thing. I love being able to drain the battery down and hearing it go all weird. That's kind of clever. I like it. It's if that's your kind of thing, if you've got a 101, this is not going to be that hard to get your head around, but it is a different texture. And I think for those kind of sequence lines you want to have, as part, I use sequences a lot in my tracks. And it does add a really, really nice texture, and it's really stupidly simple to get your head around, and to get dirty, filthy, wonderful with it as well.
Yeah, there's an arpeggiator that's now included within there, which is very, very simple and basic. But that's a good thing, because it's instantly gratifying, which is a phrase that I've just realised. Well, that was subconscious, or just a bizarre coincidence that I said instantly gratifying, and it's actually there in the blurb.
I wanted to say marmalade.
Marmalade, yes. Don't
know why.
But it's a lovely little thing, and I've always wanted a CS01, and every time one comes up on eBay, I think, oh, should I? It's just probably something that's going to gather dust. At least this doesn't gather dust. It just takes up a few kilobytes on my hard drive.
I think this is the perfect example. Having said everything is, I prefer everything in hardware, and I do. This is the perfect example of something which is really good in software, because it's a very simple thing. Do you really want the hardware sitting around? You've got to talk to it, plug it, all of the stuff that you have to do with hardware for something this old. It would be a real colossal pain.
Yeah.
Doing it like this, it just makes perfect sense if you're already using it all. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
Yeah, it's a shame that we've said this so often, and I know that with the new montage plugin, which is only available to people that own a montage at the moment. I really would love to see Yamaha get into the plugins game, and the CS01 would be a really quick and easy win for them to recreate, amongst other things. They've
already got an engine to do it.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
I think they may. I mean, we did talk about that a while back, but now that they've got the engine, they've upgraded. They've updated everything. They've got this whole new code base, like Roland have, and or did, back a while ago, and it's the thing. I think they're going to start getting into it more and more. Yeah. I do.
Yeah, I hope so. I really, really do. I always get my expectations up ahead of shows like Super Booth. That maybe something will be announced there. I know there are going to be some really cool things being announced.
I still want to see a 16-voice ANX keyboard. That's it. Just nothing else on it. I
had a conversation with one of Yamaha's sort of top guys here in the UK. He does a lot of artist relations. Basically, he's the man that Ty Unwin goes to, or should I say, he goes to Ty Unwin and says, "Here you go, have one of these." Anyway, we were having this chat, and I said, "Why? Or wouldn't it be great if they did what they did with the Modi X, but with the ANX engine, and come up with a straightforward virtual analog standalone modelling synth?" And he then spent the next half hour telling me these horrific tales of ideas that they had come up with over the years, as in these guys from, that are selling synthesizers for Yamaha, that are dealing with end users and customers. and saying, God, if you could make that, it would sell an absolute ton. And they just don't do it.
Yeah.
They don't take massive risks like that because they're not a company that is set up to do that.
Well,
They're
although
box
having
shifters.
said that, as you say, they've already got this platform. The hardware platform is there. The coding is there. The biggest thing for them is just putting enough controls on to make it a dedicated virtual analog modeling synth. I think it would have a really good marketplace. I think 16 voice with 3 oscillators per volt. That's suddenly upper lower. That really is getting into CS80 territory,
Yeah.
and they could do it.
Oh yeah,
By the way, if anyone from Yamaha wants to talk to me about that,
please do.
no, seriously, we're working on this whole CS80 thing. We've really, really, really got that nailed now.
Amanda in the chat says that she'd love to see a reissue of the VL engine. We all would. VL and VP as well. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be good.
I can't. The pessimist in me just says, it's just not going to happen. I'll tell you what I saw yesterday. Katsunori Uj, I hope I've pronounced that right. The guy, the fantastic genius behind musictrack.jp YouTube channel, who demonstrates all these brilliant synths and is a fantastic keyboard player. He posted something from Yamaha Japan announcing that they were now going headlong into AI and developing synthesizers with AI technology. And I'm like, oh, really? Come on. I know AI is, it's the buzzword of the moment, but come on, you can do better than that.
Well,
But
it
who
depends
knows?
how you use it.
If they use it to recreate all the things we've just asked them to recreate, then fine.
Or if they're using it to improve the workflow or to, build different filters and things, great, but for the user. But yeah, let's wait and see what they come up with.
Indeed. I mean, yeah, to be fair, Yamaha have, had their fair share of wonderful, groundbreaking moments in synthesis, but most of them are 20, 30 odd years or more ago. But never mind. Anyway, Baby Audio, BA1, go get it now. It's version 1.5. You get the free effects plugin as well as the synthesizer plugin as well. It's normally $99. It's currently at $49 as an introductory sale, so that's 51% off. It doesn't say when it's ending, so get in there quickly. But it is a cracking little synth, and if you use soft synths, this is a great one. And as you said, Andrew, SH101 territory, it has that beautiful, simple layout that works kind of left to right. And if you're learning synthesis, it's a great little tool.
It's a good one to learn with.
Yeah,
but and no hit on the desktop. It uses
it's very lightweight.
Very, very lightweight. It's a good thing.
Indeed.
It's a good thing. I do wonder a little about the price though. $49.
I think it's fair.
Do you?
What do you think? I mean, all right. So it hasn't got the breadth of stuff that, say, Cherry Audio synth at the same price gives you. But it's not far off. I mean, just because it's got a pretty basic set of controls, it's modelled on a mono synth, but is a full-on polysynth and has all of those lovely little quirky things like the batteries and the speaker emulations, and now it's got the arpeggiator and the effects plugin. It's not bad, I don't think. I mean, 99, maybe it's a little more. But
I think it's the 99 that makes me kind of go, whoop. 49, yeah, okay. I'll concede. 49 for what it is, yeah, okay. And it makes for a good thing. Just being able to run up.
It was on sale the last time, or got it on an offer. I didn't pay full price. So yeah.
Okay, I'll go and get it.
It's a good little thing. Talking of classic synthesizers. One of my favourite vintage synthesizers that I don't own is the Prophet 5.
Oh.
I would absolutely love to own a Prophet 5, whether it's a Rev 4. No, it's not a Timberwolf. Whether it's a Rev 4 or an original, I would love to own a Prophet 5 because so many of my favourite records
a Rev 2.
were made with Prophet 5s. Yeah, no, I wouldn't get a Rev 2 because if it went wrong, I know that Kent wouldn't fix it. He'd wrap it around my head. Yeah, exactly. But one of the first software synthesizers to come out, like ever, or certainly one of the first decent ones after, what was it? Steinberg had 3, didn't they? One was VB1, the virtual bass guitar.
Yep.
There was a synthesizer one, and there was something else. I can't remember what it was. But I think there was 2 or 3 of the very first VST plugins. But one of the first really commercially successful ones was Native Instruments Pro 53, which modelled, in Native Instruments terms, a Prophet 5. And they stopped doing that after so many updates or whatever. It was a long while ago they stopped it. Now it is back. It is back, and it's in your browser. C Major have just released this, which is a Prophet 5 that works in your browser, albeit a little small, but you can zoom in. You can do that. Now I know that if you really want a Prophet 5 plugin, you've probably got one. And why would you want to use this in your browser? I don't know. But it's there. It's in your browser. And this is a port, a direct port. I don't know how much Native Instruments had to do with this or whether they knew about it. But there it is. And it's working in your browser. And if your browser, like Google Chrome, for example, supports MIDI, then it will work. You can trigger this over MIDI. And so you can sequence from it. And it doesn't sound awful at all. And you've got all the presets in here as well. That doesn't really sound much different from the last one. Let's do this. Oh, that stepping is supposed to be there. But yes, it's...
Have you got your MIDI? Oh.
I haven't turned on my KX88 because I have a little problem with it in that the MIDI connection seems to make my camera cut out. So, let's try it. Let's try it, shall we? Let's give it a whirl. Let's do this. Got to reach around. I've got to do a reach around.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, if my camera decides to go... let's see if this works.
How badly could this go?
Well, it might make my camera go...
What could possibly go wrong?
What indeed? Continue. Now, how do I see, I don't even know how to route my MIDI.
MIDI
from that to that.
Sync.
Do I
MIDI
choose...
to the right, all the way to the right. Grey box next to sync. That's the one. What goes on there? Just try it.
No, it's not doing anything.
No.
No, there's probably some sort of routing that I've got to do ahead of there. But actually, let me try and refresh it. Click start. There we go.
Oh.
So let's find something that... let's try... Do you know, for something that's just sitting in your browser...
That's Java. Wow.
It's not bad, and it's free, and you can...
That's a freebie.
And look how many presets you've got in there. I mean, you'll be there for forever.
Wow.
It's all there. Look at that. Bunga bunga. That's definitely a Prophet 5. Yeah, look at that. It's very nice. And all of this. It's not too steppy. Yeah.
That's an astonishing piece of coding for Java. You can hear the stepping there, but it's not bad, is it?
Recreated in HTML JavaScript using almost salvaged low-res bitmaps for that authentic vintage feel. Apparently somebody in the chat whizzed past that apparently Native Instruments did license this to them. So that's good. It's not going to get ripped down with some sort of copyright thing. Yeah, I mean, how cool's that?
That's really cool.
Does it have any effects in there as well? There's a delay.
Like an emulation of a bucket, BBD, bucket brigade.
It's nice enough. I kind of like that.
Yeah, that'll do.
Is there a future though for browser-based instruments? Is this where we're going with
Well,
this?
the problem. I mean,
What's the
listen,
point?
it's good fun to play with. It's really good fun to play with. How many of these you can run simultaneously, and so could you run it all from your door? And how do you, blah 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 blah. There is some sort of a future, but you really want something rock solid. It does look like it's not an awful lot of
There's no
delay.
controls. No, this is just this is an 808 thing that they're doing, and it's now crashed. So, yeah. Oh, that's my MIDI. I told you it's this dodgy MIDI.
Okay.
No, you're not gonna play ball now, are you? It's given up the ghost completely.
It's got CompuFart in there. That's what I like. All the way at the bottom.
There's an electric piano CompuFart. What's that? Building your own fart engine. Reverb, toilet bowl, or church pew. There's a control for pinch, cheek, strain, strain intensity, pressure attack.
I have just lost my entire weekend. This is
How amazing is that?
There we go. You're absolutely right, Manny. Absolutely right.
Peak PSM.
That's it. That's the very thing.
But there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that they've done. I mean, the Pro 54 is clearly one of their more advanced ones.
Yeah, but the CompuFart is funnier.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's a good thing, and it's free.
And
it's free.
Yeah. Let me just turn that off before it starts glitching my camera.
I wonder if it will prompt people to go and get software emulations, proper software emulations they can put in their door, etc., etc., etc. Thing is, it's again for an educational tool. That'd be brilliant.
Absolutely.
Showing someone
It's
around.
just proof that it can be done pretty well in that format. So.
That's astonishingly well done.
Yeah. So if you want to go there, I think I'm assuming our lovely moderators have thrown the link up into the chat. If they haven't, I'll do it myself. There we go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Hopefully that's gone through. There we go. Oh, there you go. Ben's done it as well. Yeah, C major, Pro 54, completely free, browser-based, Profit 5. What's not to like? Does the CompuFart support MPE? Can you imagine? I might turn this fart into MPE versions. There you go, Justin. Your prayers have been answered.
Hang on, and to
that would be quite interesting. MPE. Can you imagine playing that on an Osmos? That's rather cheeky.
I just love the idea of it. I'm going to try that on my mobile phone. That's going to be the one.
Yeah, that works.
The what?
The piano leaves a bit to be desired. But that's a very interesting. There we go. Interesting stuff from C Major. Go and check them out. cmajor.dev. Here's the website. Links in the chat if you want to go and have a look.
Wow.
You're absolutely right, Steve. Not got much lined up for us tonight, but there you go. Yeah. What can I say? What can I say? Look, we've managed to waste almost an entire hour, and all we've done is 2 news topics and a lot of
Farting.
Yeah, and farting. But there you go. So if you fancy having a play with a Prophet 5 recreation in software in a browser,
So
knock
you've
yourself
been.
out.
This was introduced by you by saying, talking, classical synths, one back in the day, much revered, blah 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 blah. We have another something like that, don't we? In the news topics. Yeah, a much revered synth that's getting a new lease of life because of the new cards.
Right. If you, there's no other synths. There's no other synths. Okay. Okay. It was a tenuous link.
Well, classic, but it is a classic.
Okay.
There we
So,
go.
If you own
Boom.
a Korg M1 or what else is it compatible with? M1, M1 EX, M1 Rack, M1 Rack EX, and it also works with the Wave Station. It also works with the DS8. It also works with the Korg A1. It also works with the Korg T1, T2, or T3. So if you've got any of those synthesizers and you are looking for a memory card solution, a 21st century memory card solution, my friends at Hypersynth have finally released the card for you, basically, and it's a lovely thing. Now, if you have ever seen me at a show with one of my Yamahas, you'll know that I've got a pair of these. Not the gold ones, I've got the original ones. And you've got these 2 as well, Andy.
I have. They are.
And yeah, it's 400 banks per card.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They work really well. They're very fast. But if I could say that there was one thing that disappointed me about them, it's the fact that the display is simply a 2-character LED digit display. And you get no other information. And I've just dreamt of having a RAM cartridge that tells me on the cartridge what bank I'm in, what patches I've got in that bank, so I can just zip through and select them.
Yeah.
At the moment, if anybody has seen me at a synthesizer show, I'll show you what I carry around. Oh,
He's gone wandering now.
We're seamless. So I carry around the sheet that they give, which has all the what's on each cartridge. So I can't, because I forget, because there's 400 spaces on here, so I have to remember which slot has got which voices on. So, going back to this, the H-Card 101, which is designed to replace the MCR cartridges that were used on these synths, has, as you can see right there, it has a lovely big OLED display.
Yay!
And on that OLED display, it will tell you how much space you've got on there, what patch you're on, what bank you're in. It's a lovely thing. But yeah, so it's compatible with all of these Korg synths that use that particular format of card. So M1s, whether it's a keyboard, the expanded version, the rack version, or the expanded rack version, the Wave Station EX, the ADs, the DS8s, the A1s, and the T series 1, 2, and 3. And what it gives you is 126 cartridges in one cartridge. And that's a lot of space.
I remember when the M1 came out, I got the rack version, I think, almost as soon as it was available. Mm-hmm. And I was blown away by it at the time, at just how powerful it was. And I created a load of sounds, and then I started having to buy cards and then losing cards. So it just became a pain to manage because there weren't that many memory positions on it, and I was constantly upgrading and updating stuff. But and I kind of moved away from it onto other synths, and such is life. But I've always loved the sound of it, and whenever I switch one on, I still go, "Oh my goodness, listen to that! It's a good thing, great programming." So these cards, I'm gonna be buying. I'm gonna be buying this definitely. Definitely gonna be buying it.
So
what about you?
Specification-wise, well, if I had one of those things, yes, absolutely, because I've got them on a bunch of Yamaha stuff, the Yamaha ones. They're great. And I'm hoping that with this design, they're going to move that across to the Yamaha stuff as well, because there was,
That would
at
be
one
good,
point,
wouldn't it?
if you look on your Yamaha cartridges, there's a micro USB port. And they
Oh, yes, there is.
They stipulate quite clearly, do not connect this to your computer. This is for a new thing that's coming. And what they had what they were working on was a little box, little display unit, and you plugged that into the cartridge, and then you could examine what was on the cartridge.
See what was going on it.
Now it looks like they've managed to do it within the unit itself, which is pretty amazing. So this supports up to 126 banks. So, yeah, 64 M1 banks, 40 WaveStation banks, 24 DS8 banks, and 16 A1 banks. It comes with preloaded sound banks, 73 of those, 57 from Korg ROM cards, plus 11 Hypersynth categorized banks specifically for the M1 and more. It features touch sensitive buttons. It's 128 by 128 OLED display. And here's another thing. So when you insert this in the rack unit where the slot is vertical, the screen reorients itself by 90 degrees, so it's the right way up. Yeah. Adaptive display, enhanced memory protection, customization for user-defined names and banks, quick navigation, efficient management, battery-free because it just operates off the synth power, CNC metal case with scratch-resistant finish, complete drop-in replacement for the MCR03, and there's a bunch of other things in there. So I think Chris in the chat, Chris Blythe, was asking about, does it store sequences? I believe it might do. It does programs, banks. Not entirely sure. You'll have to check directly. But yeah, it's a brilliant little thing. I mean, let's see it in action because it is quite cool.
Yeah, it is.
Let's do the video. It's here. Cut it there because I've got this funny feeling the music they've used there is probably going to get us a copyright claim. Yeah, it's one of those things you just get a feeling it sounds a little bit too good, and it probably comes from a library somewhere. They'll probably smash us for that, but we'll see anyway.
But why would they put their own cards up without using their own banks, which means they'd own it? But hopefully, we'll see. We'll see.
Anyway,
thing is,
yeah,
there's
look at that. I mean,
great sounds in there.
Yeah.
There are some really, really good sounds in there.
Look at that. That's just perfect.
I take it, though, that you can't read the A1 banks in an M1.
I don't know. I don't know what the compatibility is between these instruments. I would imagine the T series can read M series.
I'd have thought
because that was the sequel so much, wasn't it? The other thing that so apparently there were often two card slots, one for
user memory.
Yeah, and wasn't there another one for waveforms or something along
Oh, that's
those
right.
lines?
Yeah.
So they're working on something for those cards slots as well, I'm told.
Thing is, it was a beast of a wonderful synth. It really was at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a huge amount of chat here, and from any of those watching saying what a wonderful thing it is. In fact, no one.
No, Chris Blythe has already bought one. He's just bought it, literally. If you want to buy one,
I mean the M1, but this
yeah. Well, So
Chris
thing is,
Blythe,
these things aren't cheap. But when you compare these, so if you go onto eBay and look for memory cards, whether it's for an M1 or a Yamaha or whatever it is, vintage memory cards now get stupidly expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, ridiculously expensive. So let's just say I'd be happy to pay anything up to maybe £60 or £70 for a cartridge that had presets on it, that were making like a curated bank of something, or they were exceptionally large in capacity. Anything above that is just ridiculous, and there are some that are selling for £300-400. This is 126 of those, 126 cartridges in one.
This thing, you see these now, I don't know, for about £500-600. They should be going for a lot more, but that's what you see them for, the hardware. The ROMs in them, I've got 4 unique ROMs in here. I can make twice what this hardware is worth just from the ROMs. I mean, it's mad.
I've got a box full of cartridges: Yamaha DX7, DX5, DX1.
Yeah.
I could probably retire on that box.
I've got the Steinberg, the original DX Steinberg memory user memory cartridges as well.
Yeah. I think
I've got Psycho.
Yeah, I've got one of those somewhere in the plastic wallet. So anyway, even if those cards were selling for £50, 126 times 50, do the mathematics. It's not as much as these things cost. So I'm just setting that up there because these aren't cheap. They are $219 each.
But it's like having a whole bunch of new synths because
absolutely
the sounds. Most people will never buy all the sound sets. They'll go for the things that they because they're so expensive. This just buys you the whole lot, and it really does open up a whole universe of sounds.
Yeah. I see what you did there. Universe M1.
Yeah. 00. There we go.
Yeah. But you can buy them directly in the EU from Music Store in Germany or in the US from Perfect Circuit. Yeah. So you can either buy direct from the manufacturer and plus shipping on top of that, or you can go to one of these stores and they'll be doing it there. But I know this isn't maybe a hugely interesting thing, and this is definitely for just us vintage synth owners.
Well, but you can pick up M1s for very little now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And lots of people still have them in the racks and haven't looked at them because they're getting dusty. This brings a whole this brings it all to life again.
Yeah,
and it's a really good it's a good thing. This is a really good thing.
And I will say, as the Wookiee has pointed out, if you buy the digital legacy version of the M1, it comes with all the cartridges, and that plug-in is maybe cheaper than one of those cartridges. So there are options for sure. So, but for somebody like me that has wall-to-wall vintage synthesizers that all have custom memory cartridges or whatever, these things are a godsend, an absolute godsend. So
what is the digital legacy set? Is that
the core digital legacy? Yes, the plugins.
It's the plugins. Okay.
Yeah.
But this is for the hardware.
Yeah, I know.
But hardware.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of us that like to sort of keep that stuff around, I mean, I've got. Let me just see if we can extract it here. I've got these SY cartridges. SY and TG55 and 500 cartridges that sit in my TG500. Those aren't cheap, to buy those sounds. So these are wonderful things. Anyway, if you want one of these or any one of their products, and as I say, they do the 701s, which are for the DX7 Mark I. They do the 702, which is the DX7 Mark II. The 750, which is the Roland D50. The 705, which is for the DX5 and the DX1. And now they do the 101 for the M1. Yeah, it's a good thing.
They're doing this is a really interesting thing they've gotten into. I really like what they're doing with this. It's Yeah, and I've got to say the DX5 with those cards, with those two cards in, it's like a new, because they've done a whole bunch of new programming.
First ever third-party sounds for those synths.
Yeah, stunning, and it's some of it is stunning, really, really good.
We've made it past the halfway mark, and we've done 3 news stories.
Oh.
But guess what? We've been joined by a special guest. It's the one and only Yogi Bear.
Yogi Bear, not Yogi Bear, for flipping X's sake. Hi, Yogi. La 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 boo boo.
Yo, bitches, how it going?
It's not working.
No, it's not. It's not fitting, is it?
Those hands are creepy.
They are, aren't they?
No, not them. Yours.
They were modelled on mine.
Look at those. They are 3 fingers. Do you know why? Have you ever seen a cartoon with any cartoon character with more than 3 fingers and a thumb? They
Looks
don't,
wrong.
because it looks wrong.
Yep.
It's weird, isn't it?
Talking of weird.
Talking of
Hi,
weird.
Kent.
Oh, it's you. Being
Hello.
uplit from. Are you trying to go for that kind of gothic look? You're being uplit.
This is death
No,
incarnate.
you've got a light below you shining up, haven't you?
Oh, God, yeah, bloody thing. There you go.
Kicks it off.
There we go.
How are you?
Happy 4th birthday.
What are you doing? It's not 4th birthday yet. We've got 2 more weeks to go.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, see.
We're going to have cake. My wife's making us a cake.
Oh,
A special cake.
We can't
God
eat
knows
it
what.
because it's all the way over in Stroud. But
Yeah, but I'll be eating it.
we should get a recipe and send it to each of our. I was going to say each of our wives, but that sounds awful, doesn't it? Get wife, make a cake. Maybe we should make it. That would be a lot more fun.
How many cakes have you ever made?
Oh, I've made loads. I'm a really good baker.
I'm moving in.
I don't think I've ever made a cake. Oh no, I must have made a cake.
Speciality, genuine sponge.
Oh, don't.
Man.
Nice
Don't.
lemon drizzle. Lemon drizzle.
No, I can do it.
This isn't a pub, is it?
It's not.
No, it's
So I
funny how it
can't
all
say I'm getting a
wrap-
semi, can I? I
No.
can't say that. No. Okay.
no.
I won't say that then.
Why? Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just trying to, in the background here, try to prepare the show. Yes. So, how the devil are you? Why are you here? Why are you not resting?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been resting. I haven't slept for 2 days, so I'm past the caring now. The shakes have stopped. That's something. So
Okay.
it was just an attack. I get them now and again. Well, I say now and again. I get them infrequently, in fact. But it's all linked with the agoraphobia and everything else. So that blah.
Blah 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 blah.
And it takes a little while, and then I come back. So I'm starting to feel vaguely human again.
Good. I'm glad.
Well, it's really good to see you, Kent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely,
and good to see
always.
you. I tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we up the credibility of the show a little?
That's a job.
What,
enough.
shall I leave? I'll go now if you like. Oh, for God's sakes, no.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The craft.
Autobahn, the only one in the world. This is her.
What are you doing with it there?
I'm getting it ready.
Is it making
Oh.
sounds?
I'm going to make a video that we're going to put onto the Patreon.
Woof,
There you go.
woof.
So
Can you give your mic a little bit of a boost? By the way.
you are a lovely, Mike. Better? Hang on.
Just give it a bit more level. Make Mike go loud.
How about that? Any better?
Not really.
No?
No,
You're fine now.
I wonder if I turned the right channel up now.
Let me see.
it's
if I
it's
Try that.
It's fine.
Is that better now?
That's a little
Sa-
better.
Oh, that is a little better.
That's a little.
Okay. All right. Oh, pardon. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So is it working?
Yeah, pretty much damn there now. There's probably there's a little something weird going on one of the what do they call them?
Synthesizers.
No, it's a das Freisetzungsdoktor. Basically, it's it's the phase gate.
Right. Hang on. Let's ask our resident translator, Andrew Brooks, what's German for phase gate? And then we might get the answer there. Yeah. Wow, though. So that is the Kraftwerk vocoder.
There was only one, and that's her.
And that's it. And that was used on
Autobahn.
Farn after
Autobahn. Farn.
What I did find out is the only reason it's at the beginning and doesn't appear in the track anywhere else is because shortly after doing that recording, it broke down. And it's never actually fully worked since.
And have you fixed it?
Yeah, it's pretty much there. But like I said, there's still one, maybe two of these phase control filter the things. With all the front panels in German, it's such a laugh trying to use it. Yeah, that's it. That's the thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those, but the wheels fell off.
So, oh no, there's been a couple of interesting things to happen this week, apart from Das Vocoder. A master tape of Never Been Heard. It was never released, and it's a master tape of Peter Sellers doing a sketch about the Watergate tapes.
Okay.
Recorded back in 73, 74, wherever it was. And was lost. And we have found it. So it's amazing what happens when Tiny cleans out a cupboard.
Yeah.
And apparently back in the day it was I think lawyers got involved and says no, you can't take the piss out of a sitting president. So it's put away and never released. And then got subsequently lost.
Or as we call him, a lying president. But then,
Criminal.
a bit like
And
all
yes,
these.
I heard yesterday, yesterday morning, one of the modular synthesizers that I fully restored for, I can't say who it belongs to, goes on sale at Christie's on Monday.
Oh, yes.
And it's expected to fetch so much money, I'm thinking of putting in an invoice for commission. We never know. Might get lucky.
This is Christie's in London, yeah?
Christie's in London, yeah, the auction house.
A synth.
It's a
Keyboard.
massive modular.
Oh, wow.
Stupid big, made by a company you might have worked for once or twice, many moons ago.
Gosh, that.
Yeah, one of them.
United Dairies, modular.
Yeah, United Dairies modular.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
Silver
just
top
looking
or gold top?
Straight out of the 7-Eleven factory.
I'm just looking at the Christie's. When is it?
Monday?
I think
Monday.
it's supposed to go out Monday, yeah.
And that's the 18th, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh no, it's going to take me ages to find that. Okay.
Why don't you carry on talking among yourselves and I'll find it.
Well,
on then.
it might be going up as a closed auction.
Oh right, okay. Might not be on the website.
Yeah, because it's not what they call a what's it? How did they word it? Not a mainstream item. Whatever.
Define mainstream.
Yeah, exactly. So
Indeed. Anyway, look,
Anyway.
it's good to see you. Anyway, we've killed
Yes.
another 15 minutes. I think.
yes,
10, 15.
yeah. You were floundering. I had to come in.
Yeah. Should we talk about? Let's talk about something that's actually. I wanted to play the video, but I'm almost 150,000% certain that's not even a thing. That the music on this would get us into trouble because it's one of those tracks. So let's just talk about the product anyway. This is one of those Swiss Army knife effects pedals that is very popular in our community, let alone the plank spanking community that is known as guitarists. This is the brand new version of the Zoom MS70CDR. This is the MS70CDR Plus. Rolls off the tongue very nicely.
Yeah.
And they've improved it. And it couldn't really be that much improved. I don't think it was fantastic. 149 spatial effects ranging from lush choruses to crystal clear delays and atmospheric reverbs. All comes in a pedal with stereo in and stereo out, so we can use it on our synthesizers. You've got nice big chunky buttons on there now. You've got color coded categories, so you can easily see what kind of effects you've got selected on there. Because one of the things that a lot of people with the originals did was hack it so that you could upload algorithms from other Zoom pedals. I don't know if this has addressed that by making it easy to do that normally, or whether you can still hack it, or whether it's just got all of those things built in anyway. But it's a lovely, lovely box. And say it can sit just on... oh, there you go. Look, gratuitous synthesizer picture with one of those on top as well. And it can be powered not just by your regular 9-volt pedal power, but also USB or batteries. So this really works quite nicely with all sorts of things.
How does the reverb sound?
Lovely. But so I want to play the video, but it's one of those videos where the music I know is somebody's music, and so if I play it, we'll just get told off. So if you want to hear it, go to the Zoom YouTube channel, or just to the Zoom website, where you'll find the video on the front page there. But it does sound very good. This is always
Tuner
sounded
built
very
in.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can control it from an iOS device as well, which
Well,
is rather cool. It really is. It's the dog's leathery bits when it comes to effects pedals, because it just does chorus, delay, reverb, and it does them all really, really well. And it's got a whole bunch of stuff in there.
and does it do
Loads
them simultaneously? So are they chained? Can you chain them, or is it just you don't know?
I don't know. Come on, don't ask me technical questions. Do you think I know what I'm talking about?
No, not recent, not knowledge, not knowingly. No.
But this seems to be following the style of their other pedals. But this one really is a jack of all trades. It's a lovely, lovely thing. And it's only $169 US, I think.
Look at that. Who is that dude? Is that you, Robbie?
No.
Is that you playing guitar?
I don't even know what that is. I thought it was just his necklace. I thought it was, yeah.
That banjo that he's playing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's if you're looking for just a one-stop shop effects unit, you cannot go wrong with the original, and now with the new improved one, which I think is very good. Do you use pedals? I know, Kent, you've got the Chase Bliss thing when it's working. But do you guys, I mean, most synths nowadays obviously come with effects.
Well, they come all the effects now, don't they?
Or you wire it into, you've got the audio going into your DAW, so you're just using effects in there. I mean, I know I don't play live, and I get...
Well, I've been thinking about this a lot recently, because playing live, and even just so I'm in awe of this thing. I love it to pieces. The effects are pants. They're okay. They're all right. The reverbs. I need to get some, and I've been thinking about external units for a while, as Ken, you know probably. And I like the idea of pedals. I really like the idea of pedals. I've got rack mounted. I've got SPX 900s and Quadras, and somewhere I've got a Clark Technic DN 780 and a few other things. But I just want something small and really easy to, portable to take out and do live with me. So I am thinking about it. I am thinking about what I should have. And again, Marinelli, Anthony was very vociferous in his love and admiration for pedals with synths.
Yes.
And I'm kind of beginning to be persuaded that might be the way to go. And I'm looking at the the Eventide ones as well. But this does look good.
Yeah.
And Zoom do pretty good stuff.
They do. And it's like, this is €169, which is not a lot of money for the amount of effects you're getting.
I'm just trying to see whether or not it's multi effects or one at a time.
Yeah.
Just trying to find out. Here we go.
It's not available until the 22nd of May, though. So this is kind of just
Well, that's okay. My birthday's just before then, so you can buy me one of these. That's
I
great.
keep thinking
169 quid.
Yeah. May's not that far away anyway. So I keep thinking still
Bloody
keep thinking it's
hell,
just on Christmas.
169 quid.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It is just for... Well, it's not. It's a guitar pedal. It's not nuts. But yeah, what a cracking piece of gear. I mean, the original is legendary for being just
So I said it's nuts, and you said it's a cracking piece of gear. Was there something intended there? Was it? Yeah.
No, it was. We were just operating on psychic level.
I'm so glad you're back in Kent.
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's all he can do now is make vowel sounds. Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Kent.
Lord Melcher, didn't it? Bah,
Darling.
It's blue. There we go.
There you
It's blue.
It's blue.
Yeah, no, I used to use pedals when I had synthesizers that didn't have effects built into them. Now they do. If the pedal is providing something that is not built into one of the keyboards, then fine. Like I will have, all right, the Chase Bliss is lovely, but it doesn't work anymore. But I have an original 70s Small Stone.
Right.
Phaser.
Oh, those are lovely.
Was it after an unfortunate accident?
It was, yes. That was removed, but all is good now, and you can barely see the scar. So yeah, and I'll grab that. But 9 times out of 10, I'll be sticking it on a string synth that doesn't have the effects built in anyway. So, not massively on the radar. If I was a guitarist, yeah, all day.
Well, I'm just thinking because you kind of, I'm getting more and more familiar with this and various others, but it's always a pain dialing in. If you want to change the effects or go, on synths and on lots of different synths, you can't. It's always nice to have something to put them through, which is why in a studio it's lovely to have a few rack effects there. You just aux sends and away you go. I kind of miss that, and I certainly miss it for live. So this might be something which. This, along with one or two others, might be something I actually put onto a little submix with auxes going to it, because then I can not worry about the effects on these and just focus on doing it out the box, as it were.
Well, another good thing that the pedals used to provide is if you back in the 70s when I was a wee lad.
70s, aye.
Most synthesizers were mono out, and you could put it into a pedal and have a left and right come out of it. And
all the Boss
fake,
ones, those MXRs. The MXR compressor on a synth for bass, the little red, beautiful. What a sound that was.
Yeah, I mean it would be faux stereo, but it was you had a left and a right.
Yeah.
So that was opened it up a bit, gave you a little bit more presence and stuff.
And I miss that. I miss that. Sort of almost the primitive, the simplicity of Zona. It's often you can dial stuff in and out. I kind of that's the bit I'm missing, because you don't get you get this is all very precise and very thought through, and the room size and multiple 37 different. I just want something on off. Bit of echo, it's not quite. There we go. It's about right. Thank you. That'll do. Reverb, big, small, slap back. Thank you. So yeah, I like the idea of this a lot. I do.
Yeah, it's just one of those handy little things. I mean,
169 quid.
When I took the DX1 to Synth East, I thought it needs a little bit of chorus, a little bit of delay or reverb just to bring it out,
just to lighten it up a bit.
Yeah, and I didn't want to unscrew my Rev 5 or my Rev 7 to go out, and the only other option I had was this little Behringer tabletop mixer that I've got that's got 100 built in, cheap and nasty effects, but it did the trick. So something like this will be a very useful thing to use. So I might just invest in one for future reference. But yeah, Nice little thing.
There we go.
DP4?
The answer is yes, but it's not working. But I do have 3 of the effects cards that were used that have that on. In fact, the expanded version of that on, which were part of the Paris systems. So I've got 4 of the EDS 1000 cards that have all the effects on. They're stunning, the Paris effects. And of course, I've got the RFX cards for the samplers. Those are beasts, absolute beasts. But yeah, but you still have to die. I like the idea of a pedal.
Yeah,
I do.
Right, Zoom MSCDR 70 something. Anyway, go and have a look. It's 169 euros. Comes out on the 22nd of May. This we're going to get some culture here. Not yogurt, but some of this. It goes on.
Wow.
I think we can agree that sounds bloomin' amazing. This is the new upcoming, not available yet, library from our friends over in France at Acoustic Samples. And this is the final segment of their V Winds collection. They've done V Brass and others as well. The V Winds currently contain clarinets of various shapes and sizes, contrabass, E-flats, basses, all sorts of things. And now they've got the flutes, and these are sample libraries, but with a difference. I mean, they're incredibly powerful and well-scripted sample libraries. They're compatible with UVI's Workstation and Falcon as well. Support MPE, wind controllers, breath controllers, and keyboard use as well. And just sound typically amazing. The price these normally go for is 199 euros, although I'm sure there will be an introductory discount before then. There is no other information other than what we've got on the video there, because say the website hasn't been updated, other than the fact that this is promised to arrive before the end of this month. Observant users, or what viewers should I say, might have noticed there was a harpsichord in there which isn't in their library, but they said it was in a beta version, so it looks like they're working on the harpsichord as well. The beauty of acoustic sample stuff, other than the fact that it's very, very good stuff, and we've featured them on here countless times with all of the other V Winds and the V what else have we got, V Horns, V Winds, and there's the Brass as well,
V8.
V8, yeah. The thing that kind of sets this apart for me is the fact that it can be used on UVI's Workstation, which is completely free of charge. If you buy a similar library like this for something like Contact, shall we say, it will not be generally 99% of the time won't be available to use on the free Contact Play. You have to have forked out for Contact, which, depending on when you buy it, is not necessarily cheap. Whereas this, you don't have to buy anything. You buy the library and then just download the UVI workstation, and boom, there you go. It's working, and you get access to everything. There's no limitations. Of course, if you have Falcon, you can really dive into it at a sample level, but everything works as it should on the UVI workstation. So, I think I find these incredibly good value for money, and acoustic samples have been right up there in terms of the libraries I've got. You know, their C7 Grand is brilliant, and Kent, I think you like that one as well, don't you? Their guitars are fantastic. Their Strat Telecasters and Sunbirds are really, really nice. And so all this V horns and the V woodwinds and the V tines that they do and the V reeds, they combine modelling and samples and really, really clever scripting. Really clever scripting. So it's very good stuff. Impressed, Ken? You're partial to your orchestral libraries.
Do you think? Yeah, no. I was looking at this and went, oh yeah. Well, like, I've got flutes and stuff, and I got clarinets and blah blah blah. And you mean MPE? Oh, where do I buy?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the libraries that I do have, as beautiful as some of them actually sound, without that little bit of control that just brings in even more, without having to do all the key switching and programming that. It's something where you have to do the key switching, ideally, like some of the controls you're moving around, you have to put on after you've played it. And the problem with that is that if you're not getting that articulation while you're playing it, it affects the way you play.
Yes, it does.
So, whereas if you are controlling the articulation live as you're playing it, it's a whole different experience. So, yeah, I'm all for that, mate, all day long.
Yeah.
If it's got MPE, I'm there.
Yeah, definitely. Andy?
Yeah. I just love the sound of it, and I love the articulation. I love the controls they've got in there, and I'm with Kent on this. I know that someone else mentioned the SWAM flutes that give you all of that in, and it's a good, that's good emulations. This feels like it's going to go with this quite well, or that's why I need my Hydra or something else, a fast thing. It's a lovely sounding thing, and having MPE to be able to do all of that, the harmonics and I just love it. Love it. It feels like last week, or was it, or the week before, we were talking about when I started out and having a bet with someone about what's going to come in the future. About, this is back in 1979, working for a telephone company, or standard telephone and cables, and saying one day you're going to be able to emulate all of this stuff like bowing on strings and stuff. And it's been the constant search. This is doing a really good job of that, and this is kind of exactly what I mean by that. And as a sample-based thing, being able to play it on just about anything without having to have something like a Rolly or whatever, it's a lovely thing. Yeah. It's a lovely sounding thing.
And I love people that spend some time on really decent scripts to just make the use of the fact that this is a sample library running on a computer with a big screen. Let's have something like it as I've got up on screen here. If I want to place my instrument anywhere in that environment, I just literally click on that chair and I'm listening to it it does everything. You just click, boom, everything's set up to go. And you can change the different microphones and all of this. It's just really clever stuff. I know it's not the only one to do this. I know there are other instruments that do the same sort of thing. And you look at the amount of detail when it comes to the preferences. This is, by the way, this is the clarinets, not the flutes. But the flutes will be in a very similar sort of thing. The amount of detail that you can set up for your instrument, and then the actual playing interface is just very nice and simple. And there are three main controls. There's vibrato, there's air pressure, and then there's microphone. They each have a CC number, So you can just assign that to a pedal, or a modulation wheel, or just a knob on your controller. And as Kent was alluding to there, it just makes the performance and the playing so much more natural, and you don't have to worry too much about key switching and all that kind of stuff. Although there is a little bit of key switching here, it's not a huge amount. They're just dead good, and I absolutely love these things. I really do. And I'm getting very excited about it because the flute is a lovely instrument. You got to say, it really is a lovely thing.
It's like the flute. I mean, I get the clarinets and oboes, and they're beautiful in their own way, but they're much more limited. The flute reminds me of a solo violin, a really good flautist and a really good solo violinist. They are very similar. They're very, very similar in the way that they articulate and what they do, how they grab you.
Yeah.
I'm with Kent on this. I love it.
And they normally include like a whole variety. So the clarinets. I mean, there was something stupid like 10 or 11 different types of clarinet in there. So I guess the next thing after, if this is the last one in the wind section, we've had the woodwinds, we've had the horns. So I'm guessing, strings might be next. We might get some stringy stuff, although there's plenty of strings out there.
And I was wondering from watching the video, certainly the opening to the video that you played, is that for the new series of Morse?
Yeah.
or Midsummer Murders? It's one or the other, isn't it?
Vera.
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 Way,
Patch.
It's been a murder. Yeah.
How big is the library? That's a good question. We don't know, Wookie, because it isn't officially released yet. They've just released the teaser, which is what we're talking about now. But
I'm guessing about 12 gig.
Well, to be fair, the library is all electrons, so it's really
physically.
You can fit it in your pocket.
Let's see if I can go to there. And where do I have my UVI stuff? There it is.
Might well be 20 gigs again, says Pendle Stephen.
Yeah, it's possible because there is. If they've got a lot of clarinets, it probably goes all the way down to bloody Core Angus and Christ knows what.
I'm trying to remember which drive I've got it on. Oh, here we go. Not VHarmonic. This is acoustic samples.
It's all about farticulation.
So
very good. There we go.
Okay, so each of the clarinets, 130 megabytes, 206 megabytes, 113. The bassoons, 209 megabytes. The B-flat clarinets, 229 megabytes. These are all, by the way, using UVI's compression, so they will kind of expand within the instrument. 88, 113, 99, 177 for the English horn. 200 for the oboe, so really not a lot of space. A gig or two.
Did you just say English horn?
English horn. Did we say it again?
Go on.
$5.
Uh-huh.
So you're looking sort of around an average of around 150 to 200 megabytes per instrument within the pack. And there's probably within the V-Winds, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh.
So yeah, maybe a couple of gig.
The Range Rover exhaust.
Yeah, how does that play? I don't want to know.
No.
I do not want to know. But no, they use a very, very clever technique. So there we go. Not a huge footprint, but wait until it's released, and then we'll be able to give you an exact. But yeah, that's supposed to be coming by the end of the month. So there we go.
Sweet.
And we have one more thing left to talk about. One more thing. We have one more thing. Just one more thing. And this came to my attention yesterday. And this is a new thing. It's a free piece of software called Convert with Moss. Moss being the first part of Jürgen's surname, Mossgraber. I hope I've pronounced that right. I don't think Mr. Brooks is in the chat anymore, so you won't be able to reprimand me if I've got that wrong. But yeah, Convert with Moss is a open source sample converter, specifically a multi-sample converter. it's kind of limited in its range in terms of what it can convert from and to, but at the moment it's able to convert multi-samples from a range of 1010 music products like the Black Box, the Tangerine and the Bitbox, MPC key groups, Bitwig Studio multi-samples, Decent Samplers presets, Korg KMP KSF samples, Korg Wavestate and Modwave multi-samples, Native Instruments Contact 1 to 7, but can only spit out Contact 1 format, but that should work in all versions of Contact. And then some more useful formats in terms of broadly accessible and very low price SFZ and Soundfont 2s.
Soundfont.
I know.
Wow.
WAV files and TAL sampler files, and I know that TAL sampler gets a lot of love. So yeah, this is a sample conversion tool that is free and does a range of stuff and is available cross-platform. It's on Windows, Mac, and Linux. So I've gone and done a Ben here, and I've downloaded it, but I've not installed it because I just didn't have time. But I have a long and checkered history with sample conversion tools. Given that 20 odd years ago I was working predominantly in the sample business. And so having to produce samples in one format, then have somebody saying, "Oh, but can you do it in EMU E3400, 6400?" And we're like, "No, it's Akai only. You can sort the rest out." But eventually, we had to, sort of find some tools to be able to convert these things nicely.
Can it convert to wax cylinder?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there are some products out there. Somebody has mentioned them in the chat. I'm not going to mention them by name because I had a number of terrible experiences with this company, and I cannot understand how they're still in business because they are completely
I think we know
unethical.
who you're talking about. I had the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
the
are
same. It's been
completely
mentioned.
unethical and overpromised, underdelivered.
We're talking about Barclays.
Yes, and screwed a friend over to the tune of many thousands of US dollars, which is a long story and I won't go into it here. But there are a number of translators, shall we say, and two of my favourites were Extreme Sample Converter and CD Extract. And between those two, I could convert from one format to another. Sometimes I had to do two conversions because one didn't spit out in a format, but I could spit it out in another format that the other one recognised, and then that could spit it out. But CD Extract, I've still got my copies of CD Extract and Extreme Sample Converter installed on my Windows virtual machine because I still use them for Akai stuff and EMU stuff and what have you. So it's nice to see. I would like this to support some older formats. That would be nice if it could support
would be good.
The old AKPs and the other Akai formats, the older ones, and EMU formats. Although saying that, the wonderful, if only command line application EMXP is brilliant for anything EMU. It can convert EMU 1, 2, 3, Emacs 1, Emacs 2, and I believe it does some of the others as well, and spit it all out as another EMU format or sound fonts, which then once it's a sound font, you can pretty much use it in anything these days. So there's really... I like this. I think this is great. The more tools, the better, and the fact that it's free. Do you gentlemen do lots of sample conversion, or have we just moved beyond that now that vintage samplers don't you either create your own stuff or you use...
A couple of years ago I might have done, but no. I'm old. I haven't got time left to do.
That was the thing. It took a lot of time.
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
But now that I've got this, I'm thinking of bringing some of the EMU stuff because I've got some really good treasured E4 and E3. I've got a whole bunch of libraries from back in the day and Akai stuff as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of would like to bring those into here. I would like to bring them into here just to see how that works. But Yeah, so
Yeah.
I might be giving this a try because I think this is WAV, isn't it? As far as I
It can do
remember.
WAV, yeah.
Yeah.
But it can, yeah. I mean, I'm quite interested in terms of the fact it supports the 1010 Music Black Box,
Yeah.
because that's something I could do with getting a whole bunch of stuff into that I've got elsewhere. And if it could support, some of those older ones, that'd be even
If it
better.
could support some of the newer ones, AWM2, that would be good.
Yeah.
But
Although
it's
that's
free.
That's a closed format, though, isn't it? AWM2. You can import WAVs and stuff into it, but you can't. I don't think there's a way for a third party to create AWM2 samples, is there? Am I wrong? I don't know.
I'm just having a look now.
I know you can. You can create. You can import samples into that, but I think the whole point of AWM2 samples is that they are meticulously multi-sampled by Yamaha. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is good because, and the fact that it's cross-format, cross-platform, because CD Extract and ESC and all of those others, apart from the one that shall not be named. Yeah, let's call it Voldemort. Behaves the same. They're all Windows only. They never did Mac versions, and they're only supported by older versions of Windows. So,
Yeah. I'm looking. I mean, there might be a way of doing it, but I mean, essentially, it's doing AWM2, AWM2 is essentially Rompler stuff, isn't it? It's creating lots, hundreds and thousands of tiny little samples and looping them and doing all that clever stuff with it.
Ben's invented a new word: meticulously multi-sampled. It is meticulously sampled.
Meticulous.
I like that.
Yeah.
Word of the week: meticulously sampled. Yeah, like that. Yes. No,
Mike Metley sampled.
Mike Metley sampled. Ooh.
Use the Arseache software.
Metley sampled. The what? Sorry.
Arseache software.
The Arseache software.
Yeah. Oh, for the person in the chat who asked,
I play the piano because punching people is frowned upon. Very true.
Not by piano players.
Very true. Yeah. So this is. Thank you, Ben, for putting the link up in the chat.
Yeah.
Convert with Moss. It's not the best name in the world, but hey, it's free. We can't complain. Source code is available on GitHub if you want to have a go.
If you want to have a go,
If you want to have a go and mess around, have a mess around.
Have a bit of a laugh.
But I'll be paying close attention to this to see if other things are added to it. Not just modern stuff, but the vintage stuff, because I'm vintage.
And it's ready for you to sample.
Yes, I shall.
Because it's free. Because it's free, so you can sample
have
it.
a free sample. Yeah.
Download it and sample it.
Yes.
Oh, you can see why he goes out with a Range Rover, can't you?
Yeah.
Well, let's clear the pipe out.
Anyway, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is all the news we have for this week, and we've just about managed to fill 2 hours. We can. I think
cut my toe.
We can get this. Oh no, please! This is not the place.
I cut my toe.
It's not the place. Steve, thank you.
Four
Let's just bring it back
candles.
online. 4 handles for
candles.
2 weeks' time. 2 weeks' time. $4.99. Thank you very much indeed. He's also a member of our YouTube channel, which anybody can be if you want to be a member of our YouTube channel or our Patreon page. And thank you to who was it? Somebody said to me, I think it was after last week's show, do we YouTube members get all the free stuff? And I go, oh God, I forgot all about you. So you've all been sent links, members only links, to get the free stuff that we're giving away on the Patreon page. So don't forget, it's not just free bits and bobs like that. It's also, let me see if I can bring this up here. If I remove that and then go that and do this, and then if I share that, and then what do? That's it. So this
This
is our Patreon page. which you can sign up to. And this is another thing that Steve pointed out to me. So a lot of people, stupidly but thankfully, have said to us, look, your $2 tier level is not enough. We want to give you more money. Okay. So you can. It's not the $2 is a recommendation. You can give us $1 if you like. I think you can even join as a free member. You just don't get access to the content. But if you want to give us more, all you've got to do is change your payment method. And because Steve hit me up during the week and said, I want to increase my donation, but I don't. How do I do that? Do you have any more tiers? And I said, well, other people seem to have managed to do stuff. And he went in and he said, yeah, all you got to do is go into your account and select change payment method. And that allows you to pay whatever you like, whatever you think we're worth. It's entirely up to you. Can you join for a penny? I'm sure you probably could.
About all I'm worth.
Yeah. I'd have a go. I don't know. I mean, I've put no restriction in there. All I've done is I've said that the membership is $2 because I thought that was nice and affordable. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but you do get some free stuff. What do you get? Let me tell you what you get. I'll show you. So the latest thing I put up there was this this Arturia Polybrute video, why I love it and why you should buy it. And basically, as I say in the blurb here, I was going through the YouTube channel the other day and I'd completely forgotten that I did a 40-minute video about the Polybrute and talking about why I like it and what it does and why I like what it does. And then at the end of it, there's about a 7 or an 8 minute jam that I just did on one patch. So that's free to our Patreon members. They've all gone. I've also put the Alex Ball interview, just the Alex Ball interview from last week, completely ad-free. It's all there on the Patreon page. So if you just want to watch that Alex Ball video, the links are all there to go and buy the download and to go and watch Alex's Gary Newman site. There's the JDXA bank that Mark Barnes gave us. There's the ASM Hydrosynth bank that Mark Barnes gave us. And also reference to Dominic Hawkins' gear list, which we will come to in just a moment. And then there's also the wave state programs and patches that were created using a Behringer Pro 800. Again, from our wonderful, brilliant friend Mark Barnes, who has donated all of those free of charge. I even put the video that got banned because we showed that Prince piano promo. Try saying that with a fruit pastel in your mouth. I put it up there just in case it got taken down, but it's still there, so I'll leave it for a minute. But yeah, so all of these things are available to our YouTube subscribers and our Patreon subscribers, so fill your boots.
Would you like the original Sin video to stick on here as well? My review?
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
I'll stick it up there.
Yeah,
I'll stick it up
Send
there.
it over, we'll sort that out. James Dyson says, how do we go about donating? Well, you can donate through YouTube Super Chat and Super Stickers, so you can use those. You can join as a YouTube member, or you can subscribe as a Patreon member as well. But we've stopped doing PayPal donations because it was just working with PayPal is a pain in the backside. And we had to move money from one place to another place and then back again. And it was getting a bit of a hassle. So lots of people kept saying to us, can you just do something like a Patreon page? And we did. So there we go. So Patreon, YouTube memberships, YouTube chat or super chats and super stickers, or the thank you button, which sits underneath the video after we go live. So yeah, you can do that. And I don't think there's really any other way that you can do a donation other than that. But honestly, don't sweat it. We're not demanding any money for this. We do this for free. No. Everyone's donation goes towards keeping this channel going for the almost 4 years that we have been going. And whilst I mention this, can I just say a massive thank you to our dear friend Robert Hecht, who I'm hoping to see in Berlin again this May. He's become a YouTube channel member, so thank you very much indeed. I've already mentioned Steve's $4.99. Lovely. David Surchek over there in Colorado, $4.99 US. He's also a member as well. Thank you very much. The brilliant Synchrotron, who has his show. I will give you a plug. He says, thank you for the plug last week. Here's another plug for tomorrow morning. I think it's around 10 a.m. in the morning. If you go to Synchrotron, he does a weekly little stream over there, and he's very modular focused. So if that's your thing, get over there. And Kissing the Machine, £5 for more cakes. Oh, we love the cake. So, thank you very, very much to all of those lovely, wonderful people for
and
your
James,
donations.
I've seen your post here. Here we go.
Oh, I think of donating some freebies. Is that what you're talking about in terms of donations? Right. Just ping me on one of the... Well, we normally exchange messages on Facebook, I think. Give me a ping on there, and I will... I'll let thee know.
And I will be doing a vid of this. Probably Kent and I might even do something collectively on the CS80 prep and inits. And then once we do that, I'll make all of those init patches, which essentially starts you off with the CS80 routing and everything else. Right from the word go, you'll have essentially like a CS80 panel for the MX series. Doesn't have to be the 8, it's the whole MX series. So I'll put those up so you have a place to start and a few patches to go with it as well.
And,
so that's coming. That's to come. That will come.
Thank you, Eric Ribeiro, for just signing up to our page. Literally just come in just this morning. Thank you very much indeed, Eric. Much appreciated.
So what else is on this weekend?
Yes, well, Synchrotron, can you just put up your details in the chat, please, of when your stream is? Because people are asking. So come on, put your details up, and we'll give you a plug. But yeah, what's happening this weekend? Well, we've got Ramsey, who I believe is doing his show at 2 o'clock UK time, not 1 o'clock. I think that's what he did last week. But check him out. Check Ramsey's channel. Make sure you subscribe to that, and then you'll know exactly when that starts. Excuse me. Jimbo is doing his show on Sunday at 6 p.m. He's got a whole bunch of stuff going on there. I think he's doing sound design stuff with one of the Waldorfs.
Oh.
Quantum or Iridium. I'm not sure which. Who else? Have we forgotten anyone? Anyone doing anything else? Obviously, Nick does Sundays.
I think Andy Synth is doing a show after this, about an hour after this, isn't he? Doing something.
Is he? Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. He's doing something in about an hour's time, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And stuff. So there's always something around. Of course, if there isn't something that's going on live, you can, of course, go to any one of these wonderful channels. Thank you. There you go. And you can watch us on catch up. Synchrotron is 10 o'clock GMT. Don't forget that. We are still over here in the old country. We are still on Greenwich Mean Time. We haven't gone to daylight savings.
We're still in the 15th century.
Well, what I don't get...
When you said Nick on Sunday, do you mean Jamie?
Did I say Nick on Sunday? Jamie's on Sunday. Nick's on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want...
When you say Nick on Wednesday, you're talking about a camera thing?
Yeah, the Pentax on Sunday.
Yeah, Pentax on this.
Yeah, so there's always something on. If there's not something on, there's always something to catch up on.
God, is there nothing they won't tax?
Yeah, and go and watch Anthony Marinelli's video that he put out this evening, because he has achieved 100,000 subscribers in just 10 months.
Go and kidnap all his subscribers and bring them here.
Exactly. Go and tell them that they have to come and subscribe here as well. We'd love 100. I'd love 100,000. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Have 100,000 subscribers. Never mind. So that's
pressure,
it. And
mate, pressure.
Yeah. So this weekend I shall be mostly trying to find fairlights in my garage, because Peter Wilk is coming over to see me next weekend, all the way from Australia. Although he's currently in Finland at some music festival in Finland. And then he's coming back to the UK, and he's going to come up here and do some work on some of these things that I've got sitting around before he has to whiz off again.
I've always wanted to go to Finland. Never been.
Yeah.
Would like to go there.
I've been to Sweden, and I've been to Norway.
I've been to Sweden
Denmark,
and Norway.
and I've been to Iceland, but I've never been to Finland.
I've not been to Iceland either.
Iceland's fantastic.
Mind you,
Yeah.
Asda
A
I
little
did
bit
once.
expensive, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's closer.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
not too bad, yeah. Why?
Iceland's fantastic. I hope you're resting up this weekend, Mr. Spong.
Oh, yeah, you wish. I've got a Profit 5 to do.
Another one. Which Rev?
4.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Something's gone wrong
Gosh.
with Rev 4?
Yeah, it's got one key not working.
Mm.
We know what that is. So I'm going to do as a quick turnover. Just bish bash bosh.
Yeah.
bish bash bosh.
Bish bash.
That I can do so, without breaking the bank, as it were.
Or yourself,
Or
More
myself,
to the
for that
point.
matter, yeah.
much more importantly.
Are you busy this weekend, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm going to be... I've got a shoot next week, so I'm just getting ready for some of that. I've got to get some laptops and things loaded up with software and water queues and God knows what else and sheets. And then I'm going to be working some more. More on that. That is more like it, isn't it, Kent?
It's getting there.
It is getting there.
Wagyu stage arrived a few days ago. I'm assuming that's the keyboard, not the vehicle.
Yeah.
He needs to know how to pay.
Although you
so-
can use it like that.
Well, I suppose you could.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
An orange one.
Yeah, I'll have to get onto Fiona.
Sort it.
Get a step
And
ladder.
that, ladies and germs, I believe, is what we call a show.
Really?
Bloody hell.
Look at that. We
Oh, can I just say thank
Yeah.
you to all those lovely people who made such lovely comments about that bit of music I played at the beginning of the pub.
That was lovely, man.
Oh, was it
lovely.
Wednesday?
yeah,
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday? Yeah. Although, it's a piece of music that I keep bloody playing all the time. I don't know why, but there you go. And it's not mine, so. But the pub is very under the radar. Algorithms
is
don't
true.
come down this far.
But your own composition, which you were playing on there later as well, is absolutely gorge.
Yeah, I want to expand on that. I must
It's
admit.
absolutely gorgeous.
But what's bugging me now? I really want to put those bloody flutes on it.
You'll find a place.
Yeah,
You'll
but
find
got
a
to
place.
wait for it to come out.
And on that note, or variety of notes, or things that resemble something close to notes, have a fantastic weekend, everyone, and make lots of great music. And thanks to everyone that supported us, either by donations or just by turning up and watching and partaking in the chat. We love having you aboard. And oh, can I just also say, I need to get this out there. If you want to join us on the Facebook group and you haven't already, you will be asked 3 questions, a bit Python-esque.
Ask you questions 3.
Questions 3, or should I say, because if you watch Inglourious Bastards, it has to be that 3, otherwise you get shot.
What?
Oh, yeah.
3 questions. You have to answer them. You have to answer them to get in the door, just to prove that you're not a bot. Also, if you invite anyone to the Facebook group, tell them that they've got to answer the questions. Otherwise, they just sit there regardless. And also, just make sure that they are happy for you to invite them to the group. Because once or twice, back in the early days, we let people in that had got invited, and then they had to go at us because they thought we'd forced them to join the... that should be question number 1 all the time, shouldn't it? So, no, because, that would not work because... most people would say no. And so if you said yes thinking that would get you in, then you must be a bot. I don't know. Anyway, make sure you answer the questions, peeps. It's just to keep the bots out. It really is. It's nothing more than that. It's not a secret society or anything. There's no funny handshakes here. Well, there is, but it's nothing to do with getting in. So, question 2, why don't you like the DX7? Question 3, what is the DX7?
Question 3. What is wrong with you?
The fan of the
After-
what?
Yeah.
M25.
Timbre. Finish this synth. Timbre. Yeah.
Which
Anyone.
is closed from junction 10
To 11, yes.
to 11.
From about
all
10
weekend.
minutes ago.
Yeah.
Closed
Just
10
think
minutes ago.
The traffic out there, man.
Oh, I bet it's
It's
horrendous.
mayhem. It's mad, man. It's mad.
It's mayhem, man. I'm having to leave at 5 in the morning to get into London on Wednesday for a 8:30 start.
Oh, my heart bleeds. Anyway, we keep saying we're going to say goodbye. We never say goodbye. So look, be gone. Get out. See you later. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. And we will see you same time, same place next week on our last but one before our 4th birthday show. And don't forget, North American people, we are an hour later for the next couple of weeks, as well as this week. 2 more weeks after. All right. Take it easy, everyone. See you soon.
Bye.
What a